Hey guys, welcome back to the Cambridge United RTG. We've had a really solid start to the season, mainly thanks to Gonçalo Martins, our new £180 million striker leading the line. We start with, well, top of the table Arsenal, so first massive test of the season. We went very well in the last episode, although frustrated to lose 2-0 to Real Sociedad, a 10-man Real Sociedad, might I add. But Arsenal to start, then we'll sim the first game against Marseille, play Liverpool. Depending on how that group stage game against Marseille goes, will dictate whether we then play Chelsea and sim the last two, or sim the next two after Liverpool and then play Marseille at the end of the month. Obviously, having won one and lost one thus far in the Champions League, we do want to make sure that we just guarantee progression from the group stage to the next round. But Arsenal top of the table and looking good so far, and then Liverpool are currently down in 9th, actually not having the best of starts, but City are in 10th and Chelsea are in 12th, so at least they've not started as bad as those two of the bigger sides in the, well, I say that of those two of the bigger sides in the league. Tottenham are in the Championship, but let's not dwell on that, shall we? It's the other half of the North London pair that we start with, and it's that actually where we're headed in the first game. Do make sure you drop the video a like, of course, to make sure you don't miss out on any further content, and please do make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Of course, after this season here at Cambridge United, we'll be having a final season in the Barcelona save that we were doing prior to this one with full financial freedom. All of the money restrictions we had imposed on us in that save, artificially of course, but still, will be lifted, and we can have a good old go at it at Barcelona with all the money in the world that we've amassed, which is probably about £500 million in the transfer budget, to be honest. Right, let's concentrate on what's remaining here at Cambridge United, though. We haven't won any major trophies yet, so let's go and do that this season, shall we? It's an aggressive, forward-thinking 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal here. Erwachan Jagir in goal for them. Wan-Bissaka at right back with Felipe, Skriniar and João Mario as their back four. Ruben Neves alongside Pedri in their midfield. That's pretty impressive. Alan Saint-Maximin on the left. A 90-rated Federico Chiesa on the right. Jesper Lindström at cam with Charles de Ketelaere at striker. Some options on the bench. Not massive other than Rodrigo. Zubimendi at 84 is okay. Marko Lazetic at 84 is okay. But Soyuncu isn't a world beater at centre-back. We'll just have to wait and see what they're like. But they're top of the table, and their 11 is very strong. But at the minute, with Gonçalo Martins up top, we don't fear anyone. Into Camavinga. You see Martins making the run. Couldn't get it to him a moment ago. Now we have found him. Falconer is here. Quickly out wide to Soria. We'll stand it up. And actually at the back post is Cade Gordon. And he scored a very good goal, rising at the back post with his head. Doesn't score many that way, Cade Gordon. It's normally the right or left foot. But he's risen well at the back post against João Mario. We haven't yet really, truly been able to test how good aerially Gonçalo Martins is. But his right and left foot have been pretty damn good so far. And Cade Gordon now scoring with his head as well. Well, away from home against the league leaders, we lead to make us the league leaders. Gordon inside to Falconer. Not flourished yet, Kirk Falconer, but I'm hoping that he will prove to be very, very good for us in this cam role. Now Cade Gordon will look to return the favour towards the back post. His cross is blocked. Hoover up against Alan Saint-Maximin, who must have used an arm because we've now got a free kick. Do I take it quickly? Yes. Oh, just as I committed. Never mind. We'll try something with Cade Gordon here. I've got Soria. I've got Martins. There is Martins. He's flicked it on well. But it is considerably wide of the target. Everything has gone through Federico Chiesa so far for Arsenal in this fixture. And he has been particularly good at just escaping any defender that's trying to get the ball off him. Martins will knock this short for Elijah Stone. And then we'll go out wide. Cade Gordon has the support here from Kiana Hoover. Look at the run of Elijah Stone. That's who we'll look for. And around the corner. And then inside, looking for Kirk Falconer, who made a good run centrally. Trying to play a little bit of a triangle to work the space for the man in the middle. But Arsenal defending well to stop me from adding to my tally. Provided they don't even start their tally, we'll be able to get victory here. The obvious ball is again out wide here to Kate Gordon. A sharp turn inside. Help that on its way. And Soria makes it 2. This team now is a real force domestically. We haven't hit our stride in Europe, but certainly in the Premier League, we're a force to be reckoned with. 2-0 against the former league leaders. Forward to Charles de Ketelera and Pedri. Scoreline is still 2-0, despite the fact that said scoreline has disappeared in the top left-hand corner. Here's João Mario. Stood up really well. Sam McCallum, thankfully, able to get to the ball. João Mario flicks that to Alain Saint-Maximin. Well, Hoover in the way, but it did strike an arm. It will be a free kick for Arsenal, and if they pull one back before half-time, then the second half will be very tense indeed for those away fans behind this goal. But we'll be attacking them. They may well get to this. Keanu Hoover, again, the man to get up, to get the ball away. Chiesa will take the corner and deliver it. Deliver it well. Camavinga's the man that gets up for the header. Can Soria get to that? It was Falconer, and he's done brilliantly to do so. Elijah Stone will look to lift this for Gonçalo Martins, and we are away on the counter. He's a little bit isolated. Teammates are arriving, however, floating that looking for Elijah Stone, but not quite the pass I needed when I needed it. They've worked it away. It'll be 2-0 at half-time, but 2-0 is certainly a scoreline we take come full-time. Wan-Bissaka to Ruben Neves. And De Ketelera has Chiesa out wide. It's been impossible to deal with throughout this whole game so far, Federico Chiesa. Wan-Bissaka's touch lets him down there. He's still able to find the Italian down the line. Chiesa back to Wan-Bissaka. It's a scooped cross that really isn't very well done at all from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Basically took all of the men in red and white shirts that got themselves into the box out of the game with that when he knocked the ball to the edge of the D, sorry. Oh, and then he's gone and taken him from behind. It's a straight red card. Wow, what an awful 30 seconds for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Puts a dead cross in. Gets a bit of abuse from his teammates. But he'll get even more now that he's gotten himself sent off. That could dictate the entirety of the rest of this second half now. Especially considering it's a defensive red card, not an offensive one that they can adjust with and not have to leave themselves short elsewhere. João Mario. I'm not sure how quickly they'll change their tactical outlook here. Sometimes the AI are a little bit slow in reacting to a defensive red card. They don't necessarily reshuffle that quickly. They are making a change here, though, as Ketelera comes off and Faulkner comes on, but I don't know where Faulkner plays. We'll have a look and see what they're doing. They're bringing Faulkner on up top. He is a straight replacement for Charles de Ketelera, and they still... they've moved Federico Chiesa to right back for the time being. So they have filled that right back position in the way that they're lined up, but they filled it with Federico Chiesa, not with another defender. It should, hopefully, lessen the offensive inputs of Chiesa, which will be very welcome indeed, considering he's been a real thorn in my side for the majority of this game so far. Keanu Hoover does well not only to win the ball, but to keep that in play as well. And actually, with Chiesa now playing in this right-back role, we might try and... We might try and actually press on that weak point in their back line and look to maybe find a way through. Fingers crossed Chiesa isn't anywhere near as good defensively as he is as a forward player. And he's left Soria on his own, but unfortunately Soria's cross isn't good enough. Nice header by Camavinga though. Stone will look for Kay Gordon. Look for Stone again, but a nice interception from a midfield player. And they'll work it away, but with only 20 minutes to go and 10 men on the field, unless they can channel their inner Real Sociedad, Arsenal aren't getting anything from this game. Only a minute to go, and I don't imagine there'll be too much added on here by the referee. We had 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Just the one here in the second, and that's unsurprising. Faulkner with the wayward effort, and that will be game. That is Cambridge United top of the Premier League table. That is us back on top of everything that we want to be doing in this season domestically. Now, if we could just go and get back on top of the Champions League table, as well as continue to be on top of our opponents in the Cup too, then we'll be absolutely thrilled. And Kate Gordon celebrates that goal by going up a rating to 90. we have another 90 rated player in our squad. He's unhappy with his contract. I don't blame him. He can... Whoa! He can't have that much, but he can have a little bit more. 130 grand for 2 years. Done. Not bad to get a £100,000 a week pay rise. But to be fair, he has earned that money. Right, Marseille next. Marseille have a particularly impressive looking side with Zubeldia, Miranda, Sturyu and Bernabé in their backline. That's pretty solid for a Ligue 1 side. Jovic and Moukoko up top are particularly impressive as well, and an 86 rated Thiago Almada at cam. Not going to be an easy game this. They've only got 1 point thus far in the Champions League stage, group stage, sorry, and that will continue to be the case. We went 3-0 up before they were able to pull one back. Having been able to pick up the 3 points there from that sim, I'm confident enough that we can do the same again in the next game. So we will now play Liverpool, and then we'll play Chelsea away in the Carabao Cup as well, before then rounding out with sims against Everton and Marseille. Trying to keep ourselves top of the table now. You can see there's 3 of us on 19 points, and then 2 on 18 as well. So we might be top, but it's not going to last long unless we keep up our run of form. But thanks to the goals of Gonçalo Martins, we have a plus 15 goal difference after 8 games. We've scored 20 goals in 8 games and only conceded 5. This is the season where we truly show that this starting 11 is absolutely world class. But if you compare my defensive backline to Marseille's, other than Gwilt, doesn't really stand out that much. But because that unit is so solid, we're not conceding many goals. And having an 85 rated Hubner at the back is doing wonders as well. Certainly the midfield line of Camavinga and Stone is making an impact as well. Time then for Liverpool to come to the Abbey, and we'll play another game today. Liverpool line up in their familiar 4-3-3. Alisson in goal at 90. Trent at right back at 90. Jules Koundé at 89, and Lacroix and Andy Robertson round out their backline. João Palhinha at CDM with Tanguy Ndombele and Aurélien Chouameni at centre mid. Ansu Fati on the right, Brian Hill on the left. Hervé BLIN at centre forward. They still have an 89 rated centre forward Diogo Jota. So BLIN must have just been a signing as Bobby Firmino aged out and retired, which is why finally someone actually showed some interest in him. I'm really hoping that he doesn't hammer me today and we can show that we made the right decision, albeit forced on us a little bit, in going for Gonçalo Martins up top. Thus far, judging by the top goal scorer charts in the Premier League, we have made the right decision. But, whoa! Chill, Trent! Bloody hell, he went for me there. Excellent footwork from Sarria. Falconet has the run of Elijah Stone here, who I shouldn't have shot with. Should definitely have played that pass. Hervé BLIN will probably be heavily involved, and in typical Chesnoid fashion, will dictate all of the play, score 7 goals, and you guys will lord it over me in the comments for the rest of time. I'll have that, thank you. I won't have that, thank you. BLIN, Fati, Hubner with the save. Gwilt into Sam McCallum. You can see that Liverpool press. Now it's either going to go one of 2 ways. It's not going to go well for them if they just throw themselves into challenges like that. Chouameni doesn't even get the ball from the throw-in. Somehow he's able to avoid a yellow card there, though. Faulkner's going to have to utilise a little bit of pace to get away, and I need Sarria to come short there. Martins finds Elijah Stone. Camavinga is back, and then look at Kay Gordon, who's tucked in centrally, and now actually Elijah Stone. No, look, it's the right back. No, it is Elijah Stone. The ball's ended up with Stone. Good save from Alisson. I had the angle enough to justify going for the shot with Elijah Stone there. Decent delivery in as well. Hincapie! Wide of the target. Good attempt, though. He flew at that header. Just over the top of the bar, but really not far away at all. Bloody press. Oh, that bloody press. I just had nowhere to go there. Heavy turn, and it's ended up with Palhinha getting the goal. I'll have a look at that replay, because I passed ball out here. there's no point just lumping it long because I will lose possession. So I have to try and play out from the back. But then in this situation, especially when the first touch takes him away from goal, like or away from all of his teammates like that, I'm lost as to what to do there. I kind of have to try and turn, find some space to get the ball to someone. But it's a good tackle by Hill. If you look at the rest of the defensive line, though, why... This is not me excuse making. I'm just asking the question. Why is the number 4 there dropped with their man that ends up in possession here? Why not? I've played the pass. Why not then step into the gap between the number 10 and the number 7 and offer me a passing option in here on the edge of the box? Instead, he drops deep to mark the man that eventually gets the ball, who would have been 6 yards offside. BLIN with the back heel. Simple finish for Liverpool. Sometimes the press is atrocious. And it only really works like that for the opposition when it is in the defensive third. Sometimes they try it when you're breaking into midfield, and that's when it just opens up entirely and you can just pick them apart. But on the odd occasion that it works like that in the final third, it's really difficult to play against and particularly hard to find the right pass at the right time to not get caught on the ball, which is exactly what we've done there. And as such, we now trail. Ansu Fati, we might trail by 2 soon. Oh! The vision! The unselfishness! The class from Hervé BLIN. You knew it was coming, didn't you? To be honest, I thought he was going to sweep home a finish as he was played through. But to have the awareness to play that pass short when he's as good in front of goal as he is, it's top quality. Liverpool doing to us what we did to Arsenal. And at this rate, we won't be top for long. Corner for Liverpool. Ansu Fati to take it short. Bryan Gil is with him. Lofted in. Just... Oh, dearie me. Koundé just positioned himself brilliantly there. And my guy just didn't show any interest in actually getting himself the right side of the man. Hoover will look to break. Got Stone, who's just held his run short. But that's fine, because Cade Gordon is going to make the run in behind. And in behind, we most certainly are. I could just dink this looking for a teammate. Who we find. But Alisson with a brilliant stop from point-blank range. He's straight at him, though. Ah, it's frustrating. Keeper's not come for this, however, but it's not going to fall for me, however, ×2. And currently, ×2 is Liverpool's scoreline. By 2-0 they lead. And at half-time, we are roles reversed from the first game of the day. And Ndombele, nice tackle. Palhinha into BLIN. How this Liverpool side are 10th in the table. Oh, my God. It's a mystery, really. Corner to come in from that far side from Bryan Gil. And it's not bad. Camavinga wins the header, but it's going to fall free to Maxence Lacroix, whose first touch is exceptional, really. And Bryan Gil lays that back, but Cade Gordon wins it off him. And Angel Di Soria will look to go on a counter for us and balls it up. History beckons apparently for Gonçalo Martins, but he's gone a couple of games without scoring now. Hopefully he rectifies that in this second half. Here's Palhinha into Ndombele to BLIN. Good block by Gwilt. I said I bet BLIN scores a hat-trick against me. He hasn't scored yet, but he has got 2 assists. He might get a hat-trick of goal contributions. But so far only the 2 assists for Hervé BLIN against us here in this battle of the comment section versus the content creator. Ansu Fati takes it short and Ndombele stands it into the middle. The keeper should come for this. He doesn't. And that's the goalkeeper's fault. But of course the man underneath it. You just knew it was going to happen, really, didn't you? 3-0 Liverpool. Hat-trick of goal contributions for Hervé BLIN. They're still 10th, though. Camavinga with the switch. 5 goals in 9 games for Hervé BLIN. It's just typical, isn't it? All Martins destroyed by Chouameni and rightfully booked. Arguably, could have been his second yellow, given the challenge earlier on in the game. Falconer, looking for a teammate, but it's well intercepted. And Liverpool have just been better in every area of the pitch. It's not just been Hervé BLIN that stood out. They've just been great everywhere, unfortunately for me. Sen has come off the bench here. He's only 72 rated, Sen. He was initially in their starting lineup before I had my say as to who starts. And popped the much higher rated man out wide on that left-hand side. Ansu Fati gets that to BLIN. We've picked it off. Still going to fall free. And they'll force the corner here, Liverpool. They have been the much better team. Their 11 is higher rated than me on average, you'd say. Although there's probably not much in it. Memphis Depay off the bench for them as Palhinha heads over the bar. 20 to go. At least one goal might be nice. But I don't know as I'm going to get one. That was supposed to go to the left winger. In the end, it did anyway. Well, if you're going to mark the run of Falconer, I'm just going to run into the box for Martins and do that. 3-1. It won't happen, but it is nice to get that consolation goal. And for Gonçalvo Martins to be the man that gets it as well. It was so concerned with the men in the middle. I was like, I'll just keep going. Shall I? I'll just keep going. Alisson probably should have done, definitely should have done better. But we'll take the one. Hope that maybe we could make it two quickly. And who knows? Up we go, please. Oh, there's no one underneath it. All right. Ansu Fati's ball. Here's Memphis Depay. Back to Ndidi. Memphis again and Palhinha. Tchouaméni. Lovely ball through the gap to Sen. Tucks it back to Tchouaméni. Sen again. Memphis wins the header, but easy for the keeper. Just as it's been relatively easy for Liverpool. Panic! Just as it's been relatively easy for Liverpool in this game. 3-1 they're going to win. Oh, maybe 3-2. Little scoop turn from Saria to getting past the man. It might be 3-2, actually. No, it's going to be 3-1. Can't find the man in the middle. Well, congratulations, comment section. You win this one. But hopefully, overall, we'll still come out on top. Typical. Well, let's go and play Chelsea then in the Carabao Cup coming up next. Round of 16. I'm obviously playing with my rotated side, with the fringe players involved, because they're the ones that have gotten us to this point in this competition and deserve the opportunity to continue their cup run. In goal for Chelsea, they have Alfonso Segura, with Reece James, Jean-Claire Todibo, Jurien Timber, Soumaila Koulibaly and Ben Chilwell at left-back. Lo Celso and Tielemans in the middle, with Harvey Vale on the right. Gonzalo Plata on the left, with Esposito, who scored a worldie against us in the league game. Up top through the middle, obviously some rather capable players on the bench for them as well. Chelsea squad depth is spectacular. It's pretty impressive, to be honest, but ours isn't bad, and hopefully these fringe players can show why our squad depth is good enough to challenge on all four fronts this season. We'll look to get Abbott played in out wide again and look for Semenyo, and Semenyo can't find, unfortunately, the man in the middle, and Yuri Tielemans picks it off. Thought I'd gone out for a minute. Up we go, please. Marta wins the header well. Yuri Tielemans. Esposito. Greedy. Had a man there short to play it to, who surely would have had a simpler finish. Went for goal. I was supposed to go just short to Barrera Martins. Went for goal and will pay the price for it. Going for goal again, but on that occasion it was his only option, but it was comfortable for Hayes to get the save in. Provod forwards to Holland and out wide to Lancaster and inside. Go short. Okay, we won't. Some of my short passes certainly not finding their target at this particular moment in time. Kornienko into Semenyo. Out wide there to Abbott. Try and find Semenyo again if I can, but there's not really the space to do so. He's got the better of Reece James though, and that is a really dangerous cross into the box. Unfortunately, there's no one on the end of it. No one on the end of that clearance either. Provod into Lancaster, looking for Semenyo. Support here from Holland. Look for Semenyo again. Antoine, what a first-time shot. He delayed with it. Goal kick. Good block. Can we get the better of Chilwell? Somehow he comes away with that. Gonzalo Plata could try and find the ball through the gap. The only option he's got at the minute is to go out wide again. Chile to Plata, Esposito to Plata to... Oh, come on. I was trying to block a potential shot. I've tried to block a shot. He's landed on top of me. I don't know whether that's a foul or not. The ball had already gone. Tielemans buries it. 1-0 Chelsea. Shot myself in the foot there. Doyle out to Kornienko. Abbott, who's been heavily involved so far. Esposito to Gonzalo Plata. I love that. Thank you, Brent. Please, Brandon. Well done, mate. Bloody hell. Holland into Semenyo. Where's Lancaster gone? He's not in that wide position where I needed him a moment ago. Provod has to go back here. I'm going to have to get a little bit more patient, I think, with the build-up here in this Chelsea game. I've tried to play in a similar vein to my first team here, and we just don't have the quality in this fringe side to be able to do that, unfortunately. Abbott to Kornienko. Back to Abbott. And there is Barrero Martins. He's got Holland. Holland has Provod. This feels reminiscent of trying to break down teams in the Championship and in League One, doesn't it? With so many defensive men behind the ball. Having to take your time, pick your opportunities, and then end up losing the ball because someone gets a push in the back that the referee doesn't give a foul for. Esposito with the ball out wide to Gonzalo Plata. Looks like we're going to be 1-0 down at the break here. Brandon Williams is having a decent game at right back. We're not necessarily... says as he plays that pass. We're not necessarily having a bad game. Just one mistake at the back, giving them a penalty. So far, being the only way that either side is looking like scoring a goal. Into Abbott. And there's Barrero Martins. I do miss Martins. As good as Camavinga is, I do miss Barrero Martins in the midfield. Oh, I was trying to turn Chile there and Lancaster couldn't quite get it done. Esposito. Oh, this is dangerous. Chilwell. Good block by Brandon Williams. Having a good game at right back. You can tell that Chelsea have got a number of high-rated players playing in this game, as they bring Kai Havertz on off the bench, 91 rated. Kai Havertz at that. Abbott in the way of that, but it's still going to fall to Chelsea. Doyle in the way of that, but it's still going to fall to Chelsea. Williams in the way of that, but it's still going to fall to Chelsea. Hayes makes the save, and he makes it so well that actually the ball stays in play. We might call on a couple of first-team players ourselves in the not-too-distant future in this game, although I think the majority of them are actually struggling to maintain stamina, so I might need them in the game against... Oh, you're offside there, Provod, aren't you? Ah, it was a good move as well. Esposito. That's a lovely ball through the gap to Christian Pulisic. Found the space, and there's the header. Pulisic brings that down beautifully. And James into the American again. Havertz. Hayes keeping us in it here. His continued saves ensure that the scoreline remains at just 1. And whilst it does remain at just 1, we have the chance of potentially getting something from this fixture. Lancaster scored in the Champions League, so knows where the goal is at this level. Even arguably at a higher level. Barrero Martins. See the run on the outside of Kornienko. We'll look for Semenyo in the middle. Oh, you are kidding me. He couldn't have hit it sweeter. Stunning volley from Antoine Semenyo. And desperately unlucky not to give us an equalising goal. Provod around the corner, given away. Unreal. It's Cade Gordon and Semenyo. Oh, I was trying to get it to Cade Gordon again for a second time. Tadiba gets there. Brilliant tackle by Barrero Martins. And now with the defender out of position, we find a way through. Lancaster, I'm going to need support. It is there. Provod quickly in. Holland. Barrero Martins out wide. Oh, please. Kornienko. Cade Gordon. Time's running really, really low now. Provod. Holland. Provod. Semenyo. Semenyo! Blocked. Oh, they're giving it away. Quickly! No, Kai Havertz with the interception. Oh, it's going to be a 1-0 defeat in the Carabao Cup. Oh, round of 16 stage. It will not be a quarter-final appearance, but we gave everything there. Those players that haven't found themselves in the first team as often as they might like so far this season put in a really good performance. And if that Semenyo worldie of a volley had found its way into the back of the net, I dare say we might have won that on pens. Balls. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0. You imagine... Well, actually, I don't know which way Ipswich Burnley could go. Probably Burnley. Then you know which way City Huddersfield is going to go. Arsenal beat Brentford, Everton beat Forest, Fulham beat Doncaster. And the one shock result, Cheltenham beat Brighton on penalties. Well done, Cheltenham Town. That's a fantastic turn up for the books. A transfer bid for Holland, 13.6 million from Almeria. No. And Elijah Stone continuing to want to have an impact on the play. Morale has dipped a bit. Probably just because there are some first-team players like, are you not playing me every single game? I'm sad. But I'm sure with some training and a positive result against Everton and Marseille, we'll be able to turn that around and get them singing the praises of everybody in the squad once again. Let's go for broke against Everton. Probably should have checked their 11, actually. It's a 1-1 draw. Marcus Rashford gets the equaliser after Cade Gordon does get a goal in this game after he wasn't able to do so against Chelsea. A point against Everton is not great, though, actually. And with the game coming up, I'm not going to have made a £150 million profit margin by the end of October, am I? Bored. With the game coming up against Marseille, Callum Doyle is wanting to play in this one. I'll think about it, genuinely. And Hincapié is slightly fatigued, so go on then. Callum Doyle, who had a good game in that last one, will start then. I don't think I can justify dropping anyone else, though. Their lineup, Zubeldia should be at centre-back, shouldn't not CDM. So let me quickly just change this around, and then we'll sim the game. There we go. It's changed around. Let's sim the game. A big win last time we played them. A narrow win on this occasion. They, in fact, went 1-0 up through Luka Jovic, but McCallum equalised not long after. Cade Gordon and Soria getting our second and third goals, although Mukoko had made it 2-2 before Soria won it late on. Those 6 points in the Champions League probably put us in a very good position now in that competition to progress through, meaning we can probably concentrate for the time being on domestic football. In fact, it puts us top of the group with 6 points available and 2 games to play. It's pretty obvious that we're going to make it through out of that group stage. Monthly report from the U squad. Pietro De Luca is up to 69 rated now. Although supposedly, even though he's growing better than anyone else and is joint highest rated in my youth setup, his actual potential window isn't as high. Ramon Valencia, would he be better as a winger? His crossing's only 59. Might be better as a cam than a centre forward, but we'll continue to train in the centre forward role because we don't have many options young there. Great performance from Callum Doyle. Well done, mate. Right, tomorrow then, it will be Bournemouth, Wolves, Sociedad, Leeds and Villa as the sides that we play in the month of November before, unsurprisingly, busy month of December. Before we head into January, where we don't really have much money available to us, to be honest, and we're not really going to look to do anything at this stage. Certainly, I could have performed slightly better in a couple of the games played today. That game against Liverpool was particularly frustrating, but it was our first defeat for a little while in the league, and we've only lost 2 games in the Premier League so far this season, so still looking good for a title challenge and hopefully a title win, but Wolves are the side that lead the way thus far. We have them tomorrow, don't we? Right, that'll do for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Ta-ta.